What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making one of my all-time favorite desserts, and that is cookies, but more specifically white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. And I don't know what it is about those two ingredients with the white chocolate and the macadamia nuts, especially in a cookie, it just all comes together really nicely. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make it. Alright, so for this recipe I'm breaking out Old Bessie the stand mixer with the paddle attachment, and you don't have to use this, you can totally use a bowl. First thing to add in is 1 cup of packed brown sugar, followed up with half a cup of white granulated sugar. Now you need 3/4 of a cup of very soft unsalted butter. So just slide that in and load up your stand mixer. So now put your stand mixer on high and cream this sugar and butter together. What this is going to do is incorporate air into the batter. After this has gone for about 2 or 3 minutes, you can raise your stand mixer, give it a quick taste, and then add in 2 large eggs. You want these to be at room temperature so they'll incorporate better. Drop it down and mix this on a low speed. After that's whipped on high for a couple of minutes, we can add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and move on to our dry mix. To 2 1/4 cups of flour, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and finally whisk that together before adding it to your stand mixer. For maximum time efficiency, you can make this while your butter and sugar is creaming. Once it's done, you can add in half of your flour mixture to your stand mixer. Let this just kind of fold in and incorporate for 1 or 2 minutes, and then after that's done, you can raise it up and add the rest of your flour mixture. Let this incorporate until all of it is combined, and enjoy the mesmerizing spins of your stand mixer. At this step, you should definitely scrape the sides so you don't get any flour clumps left behind. Next, add in 1 1/4 cups of white chocolate chips. You could use a white chocolate bar here and fine chop it, but I find the chips are better for this cookie. Next, add in 1 cup of roasted macadamia nuts. I don't know what it is about macadamia nuts, but they have a really interesting texture that is not found in peanuts or almonds. They're more unique, kind of like pistachios, and have a softer bite to them, which makes them really good for a baked cookie. So once you have all of this added in, you want to fold it together and ensure that it's incorporated into the dough. Be sure to fold in your chocolate chips and nuts by hand because it can mess up your stand mixer. Now I'm covering my dough with plastic wrap, ensuring that I have a tight seal on the dough here, and then I'm going to cover it up with an extra layer just to be sure. This will prevent our dough from drying out in the refrigerator. I know you want to eat your cookies now, but they do need to chill, and we have to take Old Bessie back to the barn, so we're going to let this chill overnight. Minimum, I would recommend 48 hours, because all of those ingredients will develop a lot of flavor by resting in the refrigerator. I let my dough sit in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and I took it out on the counter here to sit for 30 minutes to warm up just a little bit to make scooping easier. I'm using a giant cookie scoop here, aka an ice cream scooper, because I like big cookies over little ones, but you can use whichever you like. Just keep in mind, if you're making the big cookies, you want to space these out pretty far because they're going to expand a lot in the oven. I honestly would not put more than 5 on a large baking sheet. Now cook your cookies in an oven. For the large ones you're going to need 15 to 16 minutes, and for the small ones 10 to 12 minutes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So a couple of times throughout the bake, you want to pull your cookie sheet out and just pick it up and drop it on the rack. This is called the pan bang method, and what it does is pops a lot of the air out of the cookie and makes them more dense and chewy, which I like. In a cookie, I want my cookies to have a nice kind of crunchier exterior, not crispy, and then a nice gooey center. That's just my preference, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But if you've never done it before, you should definitely give it a try. Alright everybody, the cookies are done. As you can see, let me get an up close shot of this. It's nice and light colored on the top and just a little bit brown on the bottom. That's what you want. And I think that the pan drop method does make for a more dense cookie. Even this is not as dense as my chocolate chip cookies that I normally make, but let's give it a taste test real quick. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm a huge fan of sweet and salty things, and that's exactly what these cookies come through with. The saltiness of the macadamia nuts really contrasts like the really sweet white chocolate. Whenever I'm making baked stuff, white chocolate can be overly sweet, but adding those macadamia nuts makes this cookie absolutely perfect. Alright guys, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and drop a like on it. A lot of time and effort went into making this. And if you are already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we're cooking good food here every single week. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next one.